Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the topic policies and regulatory agencies in wildlife conservation. Here we are going to discuss about international agreements, national legislation, regulatory agencies, habitat protection, wildlife management, conservation funding and public education awareness. Introduction. Wildlife conservation involves a complex web of policies and regulatory agencies at various levels of government, often with the goal of protecting endangered species, preserving habitats, and managing human wildlife interaction. International Agreement CITES Conservation on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna. This international treaty aims to ensure that international trade in wildlife animals and plants doesn't threaten their survival. National legislation Endangered Species Act ESA. This law provides protection to species threatened with extinction and it empowers the US Fish and Wildlife Service to designate critical habitat and regulate activities that may harm these species. Wildlife Protected Act in India. It aims to protect wildlife and its habitat, listing both endangered and protected species along with penalties for poaching and illegal trades. Regulatory agencies US Fish and Wildlife Service USFWS responsible for implementing and enforcing wildlife laws in the United States including the ESA. IUCN International Union for Conservation of Nature. Although not a regulatory agency, IUCN sets international conservation standards and maintains the red list threatened species. State and provincial agencies. These entities often have their own wildlife management agencies responsible for enforcing local wildlife laws. Habitat protection. National parks and reserves. Government worldwide established protected areas to conserve habitat and wildlife. Zoning and land use regulation. Local government often have zoning and land use regulation that aim to protect wildlife habitat from development. Wildlife management, hunting and fishing regulation. Many countries have agencies that regulate hunting and fishing to ensure sustainable practices. Invasive species control. Agencies work to manage and control invasive species that can have native wildlife. Conservation funding, government grants. Agencies and department often allocate funds for research, habitat restoration and conservation projects. Satellite and tracking technologies. These tools are used to monitor wildlife movements, migration patterns and population dynamics. Public education and awareness. Agencies and NGOs engage in educational programs to raise awareness about conservation issues and promote responsible behavior towards wildlife. Here, I am going to conclude that these policies and agencies work in tandem to address the multifaceted challenges of wildlife conservation, from combating poaching and habitat destruction to addressing climate change impact on ecosystem. The effectiveness of these efforts depends on collaboration between government NGOs, scientists and public. Thank you. Hope you have enjoyed this video.